Ladies and gentlemen, it's a pleasure for me to be addressing a few words to this regional roundtable that has been organized for the Africa and Middle East region by the United Nations Environment Programme. I must first of all put on records this very laudable initiative by the UNEP office on such a topical matter that is preoccupying and at the center stage of discussions and consideration amongst all central banks and all supervisors right now. And that has to do with the greening of the financial system in our region, Africa and Middle East, from a regulatory perspective. I think the topic couldn't be more timely. We are at a point in time when all stakeholders are getting increasingly concerned about the impact of climate change on the global economy and certainly on the world of finance. And us as central bankers, us as policymakers, we have to be ready to face the challenges that global warming, climate change are actually bringing to the world of finance. It is in this very perspective that I must say at the Central Bank of Mauritius, the Bank of Mauritius, we have been rolling out our strategy for the greening of the financial system since last year. First of all, since last year, we've embarked on a program where we've put at the center stage of the program our sustainability agenda. And under the sustainability agenda, we're covering two different aspects. The first aspect is all to do with climate change, and the second aspect is all to do with digitalization. I think both of these have to play instrumental role in ensuring that we roll out effectively a climate change program as we go along. In this perspective, last year, in the month of July, the Bank of Mauritius became a member of the NGFS, the Network of Central Banks and Supervisors for the Greening of the Financial System. And since we've been very active on a number of fronts. We are also, at this very point in time, in advanced discussion stage with our counterparts and with international organizations in terms of working together and putting our efforts together, further consolidating our initiatives in view of better preparing ourselves to be able to design the most appropriate ecosystem that would allow greening of financial system to happen. To this end, very recently, the Bank of Mauritius rolled out a guide on sustainable bonds, which was worked together with all stakeholders, including international counterparts, including the UNDP, the World Bank, and many other international counterparts and local banks and non-banking financial institutions. I think this is a challenge that must be owned by all stakeholders. It is a challenge that we all have a responsibility to deliver on, and regulators around the world have the daunting task right now to be able to devise the most appropriate ecosystem, as I say, that will enable us to progress on this path. It is in this very perspective and in this light that we, at the level of the central bank in Mauritius, will be rolling out and introducing a full-fledged climate change center also that will be focusing a lot on research, on regulatory aspects and the regulatory environment that has to be rolled out to be able to further accompany us in this strategy of sustainability. At the same time, the central bank in Mauritius, we are engaging in very active consultations with our local stakeholders so that at the end of the day, we have solutions and are able to deliver on the enabling framework and the enabling environment that is a pragmatic one that actually would be workable at the end of stakeholders and operators. With these words, I'd like to thank you for your attention today, and I look forward to further interacting with you in the near future in a more physical manner also, so that we can exchange more ideas. I also reassure all stakeholders and operators and counterparts that the Central Bank of Mauritius would be keeping the climate agenda very high on its mandate, and we will continuously be focusing on rolling out appropriate measures and initiatives to further support this agenda. I thank you for your attention.